Hello, Way Church. Good evening. I'm looking forward to being able to talk to you about the mission trips that we took uh, last year to the Pine Ridge Reservation with Norm and Monica and my wife Julie and her sister Susan. I'd like to be able to just say a few things about what that experience was like and what I could convey to you and encourage you about what we had there. It was with some anxiety that we decided to go. Unsure. We'd been on other mission trips to the Far East and Central Asia, but we talked about what it'd be like to go on a trip here within the states, and with Norm and Monica being um, head of the missions here locally, we joined with them and decided to go up to Pine Ridge. We wanted to be able to do three things, and that is to meet and support the Carey family, Chris and Angie and their children. We wanted to be able to meet other believers there on a mission field, and actually to be able to meet the people themselves, the Lakota Sioux. So we decided to put that together and go. It was with a little bit of trepidation in the front because you never know what it's like, and we've heard things about maybe how difficult it is to bring the gospel there. But that's not unusual to have to bring the light to the darkness, and it's not always welcome. So despite that, we chose to go. So we packed our stuff up and got together, and we all drove up. I'd say that one of the nicest things we were able to have occur is to be able to stay with the Carey family right at their location outside of the reservation. That gave us an opportunity to visit with them and meet with them and to enjoy their company and their family. And they see what their hearts are about, wanting to be missionaries to this tribe of people, the Lakota Sioux. It was encouraging to see how faithful and how dedicated and how willing they are to work and sacrifice and put their family there and work for the purpose of that mission. They believe that they've been called there. They believe that God has asked them to go, and we see that within their circumstance. So to be able to spend time with the Carey family and the children was great, and to see how their work is going. It certainly is in progress, and it takes time. But one thing we saw with them, they are there for the long run. They want to be there and they want to serve.
And that's what I love about taking the opportunities that are presented to go on mission trips. In this case, it's not very far from home, and yet it is a different nation, and we're seeing the unity in Christ, which is the greatest testimony to how far above anything life giving the gospel is. The love of God in Christ Jesus. I love seeing that, and we've gotten the chance to see that in on other mission trips and other places, and it just stands out like Jesus Christ is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and He is good. He loves and He brings people together to love, and then you get to mix your cultures and enjoy the differences and share and help each other in your strengths and weaknesses and gifts and talents and humor and stories and art. And I love that, and that's one of my favorite things about having gotten to go on a couple of mission trips.
Being on the reservation is something I'll never forget. The presence of evil was everywhere. It was in the depth of poverty like I'd never seen before. and I saw it in the eyes of the teens and adults that were addicted. Yet the presence of God shone even brighter. I saw it in the faces of the strong and beautiful and determined warriors, those that were fighting for Jesus. It was in the hearts of local leaders as they prayed together for their community. And I saw it in the prison where believers served weekly. They brought hope and the good news of a fresh life in Jesus Christ. So I'd say to you, go, serve, give. Go see our God at work in this incredible place.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share about my experience at Pine Ridge, South Dakota. To be honest, this trip was one of the main highlights of 2016. I did have my own expectations prior to the project, and at the end of the project, I could see how God exceeded pretty much everything what I had been expecting from my time at Pine Ridge. I could see beautiful people of Pine Ridge that are truly image bearers of our God Creator. In the same time, I could see how every single person at Pine Ridge needs Jesus, just like you and I, because sin is destroying their lives. It's been a privilege to tell them about Jesus. I love being part of the team that was ready to serve the team members and serve people of Pine Ridge, and engaging with the wonderful culture of Native Americans. It's been such a privilege. So I have only good memories from my time at Pine Ridge. So I highly encourage you to go and see, taste, experience, and remember that just like you and I, every single person in Pine Ridge needs Jesus.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so grateful that you're participating in this virtual Pine Ridge mission trip. Since we weren't able to physically go there, we thought it was the best to do a virtual meeting. Love you and love everyone, but I just wanted to kind of talk about how we got there, or how I got there, really. Norm was called first to participate, to go to Pine Ridge, and I didn't have the same calling. I had kind of agitation and fear and all of that, but he was really pursuing me to go alongside with him so that I could partner with him. I really did not want to go. I was fighting God. I was fighting my husband. I was fighting that whole aspect of going. But things started changing. There was an establishment of the group and solid prayer warriors among our group. And something changed. And what changed is the group praying over me, laying their hands on me, and praying that God would either tell me to go or not go. That laying of hands upon me really softened my heart and softened my ears so that I was listening to God. Not my own fears, not my own way, but God's way. So that's how I started coming to the realization that God wanted me to go. He wanted me to pursue and speak His gospel, something which I was not really comfortable with. But the thing that happened while we were there was more so for me to open my eyes and ears and my soul to what God was calling me to do. I am so grateful for the opportunity that I did take that step out of my comfort zone, that I was obedient to the Lord, that I was obedient to serving His people that are lost. So I'm glad you're on this adventure with us. I'm grateful, and I hope that we bless you, that God continually blesses our church to continue His will of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ.